How many eggs did we get? Well, as in my last videos, you can go back and rewatch. I was talking about ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, or OHSS. Mine went into overdrive, loads of follicles. Some of them weren't big, they weren't considered to be fertilized. Overall, we got 19 eggs. 19 eggs is definitely an overstimulation. At the most, they'd want 15. They can do a fresh transfer 5 days later. So I've got 19. Potentially, that's if they mix all 19 with my partner's sperm, there could be 19 potential embryos. That's massive. Obviously, that's not how life works. You don't get fertilization in all 19, but we have a great chance of getting some good ones there. I was discharged eventually, sent home, and I pretty much just rested. The next day is day 1. I got a call from the embryologist. My 19 eggs are now 15 embryos. That's amazing. 15. I don't think I was expecting it to be that high, but that's incredible. They asked me how I'm doing, and again, this is not a procedure I've had before, so I don't know what symptoms are normal for having surgery and then what is an overstimulation syndrome. So is this okay? Not okay? And so this is only day 1. I had the egg retrieval on a Friday. On the Saturday, I get a call. On the Sunday, you don't get a call from your embryologist. But by the Sunday, I was feeling very emotional, mentally drained. Body was sore. This might be too much information. When I needed to pee, bladder would obviously expand, needing to pee, and that would hit against my ovaries, and oh my goodness, what a sharp pain I was getting. It was so sore, and then even like when I was peeing, it was sore. There's nothing anybody can do about it. If you have OHSS, it's just keep drinking fluids, but also that means I need to pee more, which means I'm getting this pain more. So all you can really do to recover from any surgery, really, drink plenty of fluids and to rest. So that's what I do. But because I'm feeling this strong mental fatigue and my body doesn't feel like it's my own, I'm still very swollen and bloated and sore and constipated and need to pee all the time, but then it's sore to pee. I wasn't in a great mental state, so I did speak to my partner. I don't think my body is ready to have a fresh transfer on the Wednesday, on day 5. But it feels wrong to say that because having a baby and getting pregnant was the goal. That's the whole goal, and I'm saying, actually I want to delay it. My body, after being through all these drugs and then the egg retrieval itself, it was a lot. And it's funny because at the beginning of all this IVF journey, I would listen to podcasts and Google lots of things, and I would listen to other people's stories and get advice. And one common thing that was always said was, IVF is really hard. And I never understood that. The fact you're pumped full of these drugs, which have got really high estrogen in them. Your levels are all off your normal balance of what you can normally cope with. You go through an operation, and after the operation you get pessaries to give you the progesterone that you need to counterbalance the estrogen that you were on, and now you're on the progesterone, and your body is incredible, but it's also all over the place just now. And so it's physically and mentally exhausting to go through IVF. And I don't think I really contemplated that until now. I didn't understand why everybody was saying IVF's really hard. It is really tough. I kind of feel like I need to apologise to all the women out there that I didn't understand what they were going through, why they were feeling like it really was taking a toll on them. What I learned myself on the Monday I went back to work, that was a mistake. Because I only had the operation on the Friday, so really I had the Saturday and the Sunday to recover, then back to nursing. It was really taxing. So by lunchtime on the Monday, I'm sorry. I've come back to work way too soon. I'm sorry. Really painful to walk upstairs, and I'm really uncomfortable all the time. They were totally fine with it. I took the extra few days off and went back to work on the Thursday instead. Let's backtrack. On the Sunday, I'm feeling emotional and I'm chatting away to my partner, and I'm saying that I don't think I'm ready for the fresh transfer. Why don't we freeze? Give it more time for your body to recover, get back to a normal state, and then back to the nurses and doctors a couple months down the line. There's no harm. We think we've made that decision, and then I get a call on the Monday afternoon after I've just finished work. I'm driving back, an embryologist calls, just letting you know this is now day 3, so you have 8 embryos. Wait, it was 15 2 days ago, and it was 19 eggs. What the hell happened? I thought they were good, but then at the same time, I hadn't taken into effect that 8 is an incredible number still. Try and put it into perspective. 8 potential embryo which could then turn into babies. I'm not going to have 8 children. If I can just have 8 chances of getting 1 child, that would be incredible. So just hold your horses there, Megan, when you get an all. Whew. But what she also asks me is like, so how are you doing? You ready for your fresh transfer in 2 days' time? I say to her there on the phone, we've spoken about it and we're thinking we'll do a frozen transfer. Oh, are you sure? No, but are you like sure? And the more she's emphasizing this, like, are you sure this is what you want to do? Then I'm like, oh, maybe I don't. I'm second guessing myself the entire rest of the conversation. Maybe just take an extra day. I'll call you up on the Tuesday, the day before your fresh transfer date, and we'll get a final decision then. So just take the next 24 hours to discuss it with your partner and come up with a final decision. I'm like, yeah, right, okay, yeah, let's do that. So I've now just like completely lost all the confidence I had in our decision that we'd made on the Sunday. I am flip-flopping back and forth on this decision whether we should just go ahead on Wednesday and just do a fresh transfer. But at the same time, I've had to take time off work because I'm still not physically able to work. So how is my body going to cope with transfer and then potentially being pregnant? And is the OHS risk going to be higher because of my body's not recovered yet? So then would I end up losing that baby? Back and forth, and I was getting myself so upset, and I was asking so many friends what did they do when they had to make this decision. It was very 50-50. So we went back and forth, and then eventually we got the call on the Tuesday evening. My partner answered the phone, asked a couple of questions about what we were worried about, and it was a different embryologist to the one that had called me. Not that matters, but this particular embryologist, normally by day 4, which would be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, would be the Tuesday. Our patients would normally be feeling amazing, like totally back to normal. Maybe think about doing a frozen. Yeah, let's do a frozen cycle. Wednesday would have been our fresh transfer day. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel waking up on that day and not having an embryo reimplanted. I'd asked my partner to take the day off and we were just going to do anything to distract ourselves from the day. But that morning we got a call from the embryologist again. We just want to let you know how we've got on with the freeze. So we've frozen 4 embryos. I thought we had 8, but we've frozen 4 because they look really great. And the other 4 don't look quite as great, so see if they upgrade themselves. We'll see how we get on. Throughout the day, I'm doing a lot of this sort of flipping back and forth. I'm thinking, is 4 good? Seeing as we got 15 fertilized embryos to start off with, 4 doesn't sound like that many. It kind of broke me a little bit that we were an overachiever and then it slowly just went down. And I don't mean to be insensitive to others going through this journey. It was a shock to me that we'd gone from having 15 fertilized to then 4. Do you know what? Actually, yes. I'm being ungrateful, I'm being selfish. 4 is a great amount. I think we did Dr. Google, you should have between 4 and 7 embryos. We're totally fine. And in the grand scheme of things, all I want is 1 perfect embryo to be reimplanted and it to work. That's all I'm asking for. So the fact that we could potentially have 4 tries, that's fine. That is my egg retrieval story. Went back to work on the Thursday and I've done a full week back at work. It's been almost 2 weeks to the day since our egg retrieval. We are happy with the decision we made to go for a frozen cycle. I am feeling much better since the egg retrieval. I do feel like I needed this time to get my body back into a normal routine again and to let it have time for the drugs to be out my system. I don't regret the decision we made. A frozen transfer will be at minimum 3 months to 6 months from when your egg retrieval is. So for us, we did it on the 1st of August. We are looking at maybe like November or into maybe 2026 to have a embryo transfer. That's exciting. What that means is I won't be doing maybe a daily update for you guys because I'm not doing any stimulation injections anymore and we're not currently on the 2-week wait after embryo transfer. I will be back on here doing odd videos, advice that I've been given that I want to share with others, or asking questions myself to see what other people's experiences are. But if anybody has any questions for me on what I spoke about in this particular video or any of my other previous videos, then please get in touch. I am happy to answer any questions that anybody has. So other than that, just like, comment and subscribe to my channel and you will get all my latest content. But for now, goodbye.